That's right. All right. So let's talk about ticket pipeline best practices, Craig. And here are some of the things that people ask us when they're talking about a very similar issue in terms of the number of stages and how many they should have. So some of the questions we predominantly ask is it following a similar process? The types of tickets. What are the types of tickets you'll be managing? That's another good key. How large are your customer service teams? Because this could actually depend, like we spoke about in the sales pipeline, could mean that you need a separate ticket pipeline to manage that. Do you want to report on the pipelines together? So again, the tip here is starting with reporting in mind. And if you have answered yes to most of the above, then a single pipeline is better. And then you can work from there. So you may also want to consider adding additional pipelines if you've got different categories of tickets or for tracking special projects. That was one of the things that was highlighted in some of the knowledge base stuff. How many pipeline statuses should you have? Now, don't get mixed up. It's funny in here. If you go to edit the pipeline, it talks about stages, but when you look at the property, it talks about statuses. So just be aware. Let's refer to them as stages/statuses in here. One of the things we would suggest, knowing that we've gone from very complicated down to really simple with different people that we've been coaching over time, is start with the default statuses, right? Especially in the ticket pipeline, because don't assume that you know better. And I think you would be best to start here. And I think starting simpler and adding statuses usually works at cutting, because it's easier to do that than cut stuff down later and then try to consolidate things. In the show notes, you'll see an example of a manufacturing process that was done in a ticket pipeline, just so you understand. Like, you'll see a lot more pipeline stages in there. And in this example, there were SMSs and emails that were being triggered to customers in these different pipeline stages. This was a custom build surfboard business. And so they were sending stuff out. So when people ordered them, it was triggering those events along those statuses or stages of the pipeline. So another thing, like we discussed in sales pipelines, is use properties in those pipelines, in the ticket pipelines, in the stages, to capture different information, because you want to store that appropriately. So you can use that to store and track information. And you can also use it for organizing and filtering tickets and reporting on service and service performance. Now, the other thing here is, like across everything in HubSpot, there are filters now in all of these things. So being able to filter, create those views is really important. So again, if you can create views in one part of the system, you can do it in another part. And organizing the information in that way will really help people. All right, so pipeline statuses, on the other hand, will represent different stages a ticket is progressing through in the support process, and they're used to track where that ticket is in the pipeline and to trigger actions and notifications based on status of the tickets. Exactly like I said before, so really important. Just take a step back, understand where you need to be and where you need to get to, and then start putting in the necessary pieces into place. But start with the default when you get going.